Good evening and hello everyone, and welcome back again for another round of the Ferrari 33 SP here at GAVRA Racing. And I have to say I am very excited for tonight's race. We are here at Silverstone, and I have to say I love Silverstone. And real quick, we already have Tomas already in the chat. How you doing today, man? It's good to see you in here. I think you're really going to enjoy this race with these cars and this track. It should be a great combination. And as I said, we are here at Silverstone. It is 5.89 kilometers or 3.66 miles long, 18 turns. They get 10-minute practice, 10-minute qualifying as always, and an approximate 80-minute race. It will end up being 47 laps. So not a monstrous amount of laps, but 47 laps here at Silverstone is quite an accomplishment for any driver. It's a tough track, but it is it's gorgeous. I just love the turns on this track. It's got a fantastic flow to it. And as a quick reminder of last week's podium at Le Mans, we had K-Morse for the win in first, Faster came in second, Allo Champs came in third, and everyone voted for Dr. Fiend for driver of the day. And the track temperatures up in the right hand corner are correct. The track tonight is going to be 111 degrees Fahrenheit, 44 degrees Celsius. So the track is very hot. And I must say, I meant to ask the drivers in their chat room on the GAVRA Racing Discord, if you haven't joined up. See, I have no shame. I meant to ask them what the effect of these track temperatures were having on their tires, just so I had a little bit more info, but I'm pretty sure with all the high downforce these cars run and the monstrous V12 they have, tire wear and the effect of the hot track on the tires is going to be big. Yeah, I imagine they're going to absolutely shred tires on this track. And of course the air temperature is 82 degrees Fahrenheit or 32 degrees Celsius. And we have Ransdorf in the chat as well. How you doing tonight? Oh, this should be a great race. I think it's going to be absolutely fantastic. And let's see here. My points on this are not correct, so we're going to see. If I can manage to somewhat sync this up. So let's give this a shot, see how disastrous I make this. Alright, so we have Allo Champs. Like I said, the points on the slideshow is not correct, and I'm going to try to read it off of the Discord with each driver. So Allo Champs is in the lead with 330 points. He has all but cinched this win. That's what I was thinking, Javier. I was really thinking that was you, but man, to be honest, I have so many drivers and people in the chat's names crammed into my head at the moment that it's getting really hard for me to remember my own name. And then we have Faster A14. Faster has 301 points. Flip has 215 points. ESR Chef with 198. Agulator with 179. Red 15 with 155. Hodgker with 154. Again, the points on the slideshow themselves are not correct. And as you can hear, a lot of the drivers are really stacked up right here for the end of the season. We have one race left, so this race and the next race at Spa are going to be absolutely fantastic. I don't see the drivers holding anything back. Then we have K-Morse. K-Morse has 119 points. Interceptor with 91 points. ID4 with 88. Snaker with 81. Manic UK with 76, followed by Mike HLB with 54. And yep, that does in fact round out our grid. And real quick, I'm going to catch up with everyone in the chat because I saw a few more messages pop up. I agree, Tomas. I think we're going to see several drivers doing a 2 pit stop strategy tonight. Though I know we're going to have a few that are going to go for the 1, but I definitely agree with you. I think most drivers are going to go for the 2. Just like you pointed out, given the fact that the track is absolutely blistering and the massive amount of downforce I'm sure they're running on these cars for this track. Because you can't really get a lot of speed down the straightaways. But if you can't keep up with the pack throughout these high-speed turns, then it's all for naught. So let's see how everyone is sitting at the moment. Agulator currently with the fastest practice time of a 1:46. Alachamps also 1:46. ESR Chef also 1:46. Field is really going to stack up nice and tight tonight. Yeah, I definitely do not think any of the drivers are going to hold much of anything back for these last 2 races. Red 15, a 1:47. Dr. Fiend, 1:47. Hodgker, 1:48 flat. K-Morse, 1:48 almost flat. It's a 0.15. Also, Manic UK 1:48, 1.57. His time exactly matches K-Morse's last lap. Marcos with a 1:48. ID4 with a 1:48. And yes, my camera guy apparently is out back drinking beer again. I'll have to have a talk with him after the race. Flip with a 1:48. What is wrong with my camera guy tonight? And practice is almost over and we still have Faster, Snaker, and Mike HLB who are still trying to find the grip on the track and get a time in. Though, like I said, this is practice, so it really is not that big of a deal if you do not get a time in. Yeah, as y'all can tell, my camera guys really are not cooperating tonight. Somebody is definitely going to have a little talk with them. And since practice is just about over, I'm going to real quick do a shameless advertisement for GAVRA Racing, and then we're going to hop over and we'll go over all of the championship standings for the Ferrari 33 SP. But real quick, all the links are in the description below. There's a link for the GAVRA Racing Discord, a link to the GAVRA Racing website, which I highly recommend you go check out. GAVRA Novik is steadily adding new things to it and updating everything. There are tons of information on there, so definitely check it out. It's fantastic. I've been going there once a week for a little over a year, and I still have not found the end to all the information. And also below is a link to the GAVRA Racing Patreon if you wish to become a Patreon supporter. And that is the end of my shameless advertisement. So let's go ahead and have a look at the standings. That Sig does an amazing job of doing for us. And this is the results of last week's Le Mans race. As we can see, Javier came in first, Faster came in second, Alachamps came in third, Marcos had fourth, Agulator was fifth, ESR Chef was sixth, Flip was seventh, Hodgker came in eighth, Manic UK in ninth, Mike HLB in 10th, ID4 in 11th, and unfortunately Dr. Fiend and Red 15, Dr. Fiend and Red 15, it's a little bit of a tongue twister there, are that they had great races, but were unable to finish the race. Oh, very nice, Tomas. Good. I think you're going to enjoy it. The racing is always really good. Everybody shows a lot of respect for each other out on track. It really is a great community to be a part of. And we are ranging from several titles on PlayStation at the moment. And very, very soon, there will be the first PC league to start up in iRacing. So if anyone is interested in iRacing, we will have that going soon. Sig is also on top of these standings, is working up a fantastic job. And yeah, that is my phone ringing in the background, so y'all please bear with me. Alright, so that is a great example of making sure that your phone is turned off before you do a broadcast. So, alright, so once again in the points standings, we already went over them, but we have Alochamps is in the lead. He's all but cinched the competition. Faster is in second. He's not that very far behind him. Flip Flip in third. I really don't know if he has a chance to catch Faster and challenge him for the second place position in the championship standings or not. It could be really close. I think something devastating would have to happen to Faster, so I can't quite see him taking that. But fourth is ESR Chef with 198, so Flip Flip definitely could lose his third spot there for the total championship standings at the end of the season. Agulator in fifth with 179, and that rounds out our top 5 in points. And real quick for team standings, we have Tuned Beetle in first, Flip Flip and Alochamps, 554 points. Second is Carl Coolio, Agulator and Faster, 480 points. Third is the Disconnection Kings. I believe that is probably my favorite team name, which is Red 15 and ESR Chef with 354 points. Fourth is LGR Motorsport, which is, of course, Hodger LGR and ID4 LGR, 242 points. Fifth is Speed of Light, which is Interceptor and Dr. Fiend with 215 points. Sixth is Super Racing Elite, which is Snaker and K-Morse with 200 points. And seventh is M&M Racing, Mike HLB and Manic UK with 130 points. So as you can see, even in team standings, there is still a lot on the line. And yep, I managed to talk long enough this time to get us back out on track. So y'all bear with me 1 second, and I'll get the race back on screen because I know that's what y'all really want to see. Okay, and Tomas says he is waiting for the F1 2020 championship. Yeah, the game looks like it's going to be really good. Looks like they made a couple of really nice improvements over the F1 2019. And if y'all bear with me here in just a minute, I'll see if I can get some of the drivers' cockpit cameras up on the screen as well. For some reason, I got lost in Discord and could not find the Ferrari 33 SP chat room. Alright, so it looks like, oh nice, Dr. Fiend has put himself in first for qualifying. We are now halfway through qualifying. They have 5 minutes left. Dr. Fiend in the lead, though, with a 146.63. He is followed by Allochamps with a 147.16. And then Agulator with a 147.42. Red 15 with a 147.53. Sixth is Pastor with a 147.63. Manic UK with a 147.71. Marcos with a 148.01. ESR Chef with a 148.35. See, as promised, the field is stacking up incredibly tight. Even during qualifying with plenty of time left, all the drivers are only about 2.5 seconds apart, separating the entire grid. So that is very impressive. Shows exactly why all of these drivers are in the E1 Elite class for GAVRA Racing. K-Morse with a 148.36. ID4 with a 148.50. Hodger with a 148.84. Mike HLB, with a 149.26. Very nice. Snaker with a 149.8. He's also still trying to get his tires warm. All the drivers definitely trying to leave a lot of rubber on the track during practice and qualifying. That way they have a little bit more rubber built up on the track for the race. And y'all bear with me for 1 second. I'll see if I can get some driver's cameras loaded up here. And I also forgot to send out all the links and notifications saying we are live. And real quick, thanks again everybody for tuning in. And if you haven't hit the like and subscribe button, please do so. We are so close to meeting our community goal of 1,000 subscribers by the end of the season, which this season, well, the Ferrari will be over next week. The McGann also is coming to a close, but we still have just a few more weeks on some of the F1 races going on, so we still have plenty of time to meet that community mark of 1,000 subscribers. So definitely, hit it and help us out along the way. And of course, if you really don't like it, you are more than welcome to hit the thumbs down if you want. We would prefer the thumbs up, but everybody has an opinion. We all know I'm very opinionated, so if you want, you can smash that one. Oh, nice. ESR Chef has put himself in the lead during qualifying with a 146.13, and as he suffers the commentator's curse in setting that fantastic time. Allochamps is not very far behind him though, with a 146.18. Dr. Fiend also all the way up into third with a 146.63. Flip with the 146.7. Faster also 146s. So yeah, I'm saying just under 3 seconds at the moment separating the entire grid. Oh, and we are lucky enough, everyone, to have one of the drivers. We have ESR Chef in the chat talking to us. Chef, that's a fantastic time, man. He's in the chat saying he don't think he can do any better than that. At 146.138 is incredibly fast. You have yourself on pole position for the start of the race. And to be honest, I don't know if Allochamps can match that time or not. I mean, he's really close, but it's going to be incredibly hard to match that time. The entire field is stacked very tight. I'm really looking forward to... Oh, and as I say that, Allochamps had to show off. I'm sorry, Chef. We'll call that one a commentator's curse, too. Because I definitely just cursed Allochamps into taking your pole position from you. But yeah, Allochamps just put himself on pole position with a 145.935. 2/10 of a second faster than ESR Chef. That is very impressive. Let's go down here to Manic UK for a moment. And yeah, after the race starts, I'll work on getting some drivers' cameras loaded up, because I have noticed that sometimes I accidentally put them on screen while they're trying to make their last minute pit stop changes and tuning setup. Wow, can't talk. Their setup changes. Why was that so hard to say? And I kind of been showing it to everybody, and you know, it's nice to give the drivers a little privacy, so I'm gonna wait till after the race starts before I start loading up some of the drivers' cameras down here in the bottom right. So I do apologize for the nice little blank black screen, but you have to admit that is a very nice little red border box around it. Chef, you have a good one. I'm looking forward to watching this race, man. You're going to do great. This is going to be a fantastic race. Again, I love this track. Qualifying is almost over. We'll go up here to Snaker for a moment. 45 seconds left now in qualifying. I agree, Javier. Don't text and drive, Chef. As we can see, most of the drivers are happy with the times they put in and are going to take full advantage of the break that they get during this little session here. And I do not blame them. This is going to be a very fast, very tense track and race tonight. And starting in pole position will be Allochamps, followed by ESR Chef in second. Faster will be third. Dr. Fiend is fourth. Flip Flip is fifth. Snaker in sixth. Manic UK in seventh. Eighth is Hodgker. Ninth is Agulator. 10th is Marcos. 11th is ID4. 12th is Red 15. 13th K-Morse. 14th Mike HLB. And that rounds out our grid. And while the drivers are taking, like I said, definite full advantage of this quick moment, I am going to shut my mouth for 1 second as well and get the first of our drivers' cameras loaded on up and grab me a swallow of water, because this is going to be an amazing start to this race. Alright, so while we wait on everyone to get synced in here, real quick, again, hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't already. Go to the website. All the links are in the description below, along with a link to the Discord channel, the Patreon site if you wish to become a Patreon supporter. We are, after all, community driven. And, yeah, everything just floated right on out of my head there. And we have Javier in the chat wishing everyone a great start to this race. I definitely think it is going to be just that. I think we can look forward to an amazing race tonight. and we have Pete Bibb in the chat. How you doing? He is in there. He is rooting for Agulator. Oh, and we have our sync in. You can tell my camera guy has definitely been hiding out back drinking beer. He is really not very stable at holding the camera, but they are off. Alachamp still in front, followed by ESR Chef, Faster in third, Dr. Fiend fourth, Flip Flip fifth. Snickers moved up into sixth. Manic is seventh. Hodgker, Hodgker's moved himself up into seventh. Ooh, Red in eighth. We are really seeing a lot of change up here in the midfield. So let's move the camera back just a little bit to some of the guys that are really changing up here. We know Alachamps is under all the pressure, but it is the guys in the back that are fighting very aggressively for position at the moment. It's all what we want to say, Tomas. Red currently sitting in seventh. Yep, the midfield is really tight right now. Let's keep the camera just a little bit towards the front if we can. But quick rundown, Alachamps is first, ESR Chef is in second, Faster's third, Dr. Fiend fourth, Manic is fifth, Marcos sixth, Red is seventh, Agulator eighth, Mike ninth, Snaker 10th, ID4 11th, Hodgker 12th, Flip Flip 13th, K Morse 14th. Yeah, and Tomas, I can't say it's lights out if they never show me the lights either. We have them right here in the back going side by side through the turns. Looks like Red was able to get out in front of Marcos and hold on to the position there. All the drivers doing a great job. It's definitely a very high-speed track. It's going to be just like Le Mans. It's going to be important for the drivers to make sure they stay close enough to stay in their opponent's slipstream. Are still on lap 1. Silverstone is a big track, and since the drivers are driving, there we go. We'll get Agulator's camera up there. It looks like it is a little out of my box. Our leader Alachamps has managed to get himself a 2-second lead over everyone. ESR Chef not very far behind him. He is receiving a lot of pressure from Faster though at the moment. Dr. Fiend is not very far behind them, but he is trying very hard to keep Manic UK fended off and hold on to his position. Marcos is not very far behind them, only 3 seconds. And with the speed of this track, 3 seconds can be gained or lost very quickly. Marcos is receiving a lot of pressure from Mike HLB. Agulator has a 2-second gap to Mike HLB there, as we saw one driver get a little bit wide there through that turn. Agulator receiving a lot of pressure from Hodgker at the moment, who is also trying to keep ID4 fended off. So those two, I believe, are teammates actually, so they could work together here and really progress up through the field if they choose not to battle each other and just basically keep Red 15, who is in 11th at the moment, fended off, and they can work together and close right on in on Agulator. Oh, I gotta go back to that side by side snaker through the inside there. No, I'm sorry, that is Red. That is Red 15 going up the inside of ID4. That was a fantastic move. Looks like keeping the pressure on Red, keeping the pressure on ID4 definitely paid off. Let's check in on Agulator and Manic UK, or I'm sorry, Mike HLB. Agulator's trying to get close enough to get the pressure on him. And believe me, while it looks like these cars are a little spread out, they are not. We've got to go up here and check in on Faster. Faster is starting to reel in ESR Chef. Oh, Tomas says he thinks there may have been a crash on turn 1, lap 1. Not too sure. I did not record it this time. I do not have my instant replay set up on this for this championship. Faster is really closing up on ESR Chef. On farther down the field, we still have Mike HLB with Agulator right behind him. Red not all that far behind them. ID4 is within Hodgker. These two right here are definitely, I think, are working together, the two teammates here. And this is going to be a long race. The more they work together, the better off I'm sure it'll benefit both of them. And farther on down the field, we have K-Morse really trying to put the pressure on Snaker. He may be going up. Nope. For a minute, I thought he was going to be able to get himself up on the inside there through that turn, but not quite able to get it done before the turn came up. But he was closing in extremely fast. And I'm now trying to see, I believe these two may actually, are they both in the Olive Garden livery? I believe they are. So these two teammates could talk. Now, to be honest, I'm having a very hard time with these two teammates deciding if they're working together or if they're battling each other. Oh, Snaker got a little bit wide there. K-Morse is right up in the slipstream. He did not go for the inside move, which I think he definitely could have done there. So I think these two, being teammates, are trying to work together at the moment. So let's go back up here and check on Hodgker and Red. As soon as we put the camera on him, Red really opened up the gap there. Hodgker is being able to close it in on some of the turns. We have Agulator still right on top of Mike HLB. If Agulator can keep the pressure on him throughout the race, eventually he will force a mistake. And we have Faster now really close the gap on ESR Chef. ESR Chef is definitely in the hot seat, but that is why he is a chef. He can take the heat. Oh, as I say that, he gave us a little bit of tire smoke off of that back right-hand tire going into that turn. So that means Faster is really doing a great job at keeping the pressure on ESR Chef. If he keeps this up, he may force a mistake here soon. Farther on down the field, we still have Mike right on top of Agulator. Mike is trying to keep Red 15 fended off though, and farther on down the field, K-Morse and Snaker still right there together. Most of the drivers are only separated by about 2 or 3 seconds. The grid is still very, very close. So y'all give me just a second here. I'm going to shut my mouth and stop torturing your eardrums for a moment. Not yet, but in just a moment I will. And I will get us a speedometer and a map up on screen so we can see exactly where the drivers are. And now I'll be quiet and stop torturing y'all's eardrums for a moment. There we go. Yep, as we can see, we are 5 laps into the 47 laps. The grid is still a little tight. Oh, it looks like Tomas could be right, because Flip Flip started out very well in the race, and we can see him down in 14th. He definitely ended up with a really bad start there. And now I am really regretting not installing my replay camera for this championship. But for consistency's sake, I did not want to make too many changes, especially right at the end of a season. But definitely you can keep your eye out for the replay camera next season in the championships. It'll definitely get installed. Oh no, as Faster got on the gas a little too hard there. His back left-hand tire hit the curb, and it spun him right around. Oh, that was absolutely terrible to see. He was doing a fantastic job. Truly earns his name in every race. But I do believe we will see Faster catch back up, though I believe that collision into the tire barrier definitely ruined his front aero. He will most likely have to go through the pit and get his car fixed. Yes, we can see he's really falling back down the field. He is probably carrying a lot of front aero damage at the moment. We will go down here to ID4, who is still right here with his teammate Hodgker. This team is holding together in the midfield very, very well. They're managing to keep everyone fended off and behind them, and slowly closing the gap to Red, who is in 7th. Oh, but now looks like Mike HLB is now catching this team. So they may find themselves having to put on a little bit of defense here instead of working together and pushing and pulling each other right on down the track. I know it sounds really weird, but the car behind you will literally push you down the track with aero, and you will pull them down the track with your slipstream all at the same time. Oh, the Ferrari 33 SP is always a little bit of a long race. It is close to about an hour and a half. Oh, we have Aguilator closing in on Marcos. Aguilator, a very talented driver. Marcos is as well. This is not going to be an easy pass for Aguilator. And of course, we get a little bit of a two-way camera action. Yeah, that definitely did not sound right. For this battle, we have Aguilator's camera in the bottom right-hand corner, and we have the main battle right on the big screen. So we can have us a nice look at how Aguilator is going about trying to close in on Marcos. Marcos doing a great job. Aguilator tried to take a little bit off of the inside there so he could get a nice run. Doesn't look like he was quite able to get the exit that he really wanted out of that turn, though. All right, Tomas, I will see you when you come back. And of course, in the back of the field, 8th and 9th, ID4 and Hodgker still managing to stay right there with each other. That team is doing a fantastic job. They are giving us a great example of what teammates can do, especially right here at the end of the season when they were really battling for individual and team points. And I do have to say, GAVRA Racing is one of the very few leagues that actually does teams and team standings. It is one of the things I love about this community. It gives you someone to get on track, practice with, work on your setup with, and it gives you another shot outside of the individual standings to make a nice finish at the end of the season in the championship. You could come in at the bottom of the grid in individual points. If your teammate did really good, y'all were both very consistent, you'll come in very high for the team standings. So just yet another opportunity to win. Aguilator still right here on top of Marcos. Oh, Red 15 is now catching up with Marcos. Marcos is Red 15. I believe Red managed to get the pass there on Marcos. Marcos must have made a mistake whilst I was running my mouth and not paying attention to the track. That was a very bad commentator. Red now closing in on Agulator. We could see Red go for a move here very soon. And Agulator still is, he's just outside the 1 second mark of Manic UK. It looks to be about 1.4, 1.5 seconds. So, like I said, just outside. Same with Red. Red is bouncing back and forth between the 1 second, 1.5 second mark there. Let's go back down here and check in on Snaker. Snaker is now closing in on Mike HLB. Mike HLB definitely in the hot seat at the moment as Snaker puts a lot of pressure on him. Snaker is a very, very talented driver. He is actually our all-around handyman for GAVRA Racing. If you're in the community and you have not seen things Snaker creates, you should really check it out in the community content. No, I believe it is in hardware and setups, actually. I do apologize about that. He custom built an amazing looking rig. Water jet cut all his components and everything. And he also builds a lot of custom steering wheels for himself that look absolutely amazing. So yeah, y'all should check that out. Like I said, he does an amazing job. He still really has the pressure on Mike HLB at the moment. Like, again, if he keeps this up, we will definitely see Mike HLB make a mistake. Not anything against Mike HLB, it's just any driver eventually succumbs to the pressure and makes a tiny mistake that does allow either for your opponent to close the gap on up or go for the move. Oh, yep, and I just commentator cursed that one right on in there, Mike. I apologize for that. As we saw, Mike got just a little bit wide. Snaker was so close, these cars are so fast. The drivers don't have to make a big mistake. Only a tiny mistake will let your opponent get by you. Just like Snaker right there, which it was a great move. He was able to tuck it to the inside while Mike went just a little wide. Oops, Snaker took a hair too much off the inside there, shot him on out to the outside, almost opening the move up for Mike to take the position back. And I really want to go in and check on the front of the pack, but these two right here are really, really battling it out. But up in the front we have Agulator and Manic UK slugging it out. And in the midfield we still have the teammates Hodgker in 8th and ID4 in 9th right there together, still just really cutting the time down. They now are just over 1 second from Marcos. So Marcos is going to have a lot of pressure on him before long. Just real quick check in on Agulator and Manic. And we can see there in the background they have Red 15 only 2 seconds behind them. Any of these drivers make much of a mistake, it could cost them very, very dearly. Both drivers very hard on the brakes there, making making use of all of the track as we see them swinging all the way out to the curb. This track is very important to make the most of the track. You really need to catch the apex and then follow it all the way out to the outside of the track so that you get the best run. And there are several turns where you can actually go a little bit deep, cut it back real nice, and really hammer down that right foot and get a great exit speed, giving you a fantastic run on your opponent. But you really do need to be right there on top of them and pick the correct corner, which is basically how we've seen almost all of the passes tonight achieved. Driver just makes sure he gets the most optimal run on the corner exit and is able to close in on them and either make the pass or set himself up for the pass in the next turn. Right now we have a three-way battle between Manic, Agulator, and Red here. All the pressure is on Manic UK. Still in the back of the field though, we have Snaker and K-Morse going at it. Snaker really, oh, I believe actually, K-Morse may have got by Snaker there at some point. But as tight as this battle right here is, I can't change my camera around and go check on him. But I believe K-Morse did manage to get by Snaker there. I do remember Snaker being in front of K-Morse. And K-Morse closing in on Manic. Or I'm sorry, Mike. Manic is actually in this battle. Yes, I'm having a lot of trouble with the M names tonight. We are on lap 11 of the 47 as Agulator really closes in on Manic UK. Can he get the move done going down into turn 1? Not quite able to. Still, these three drivers right here, this is a fantastic battle. You can see on farther down the pit, Mike HLB has gone on into the pit. He will be the first of our pit stops. Say this is an absolute amazing battle right here. We've got a great camera view. On the big screen we have the track side camera, and in the bottom right hand corner we have Agulator's cockpit camera loaded up. So yeah, this is a great battle to watch right here. Oh, Red got a little bit wide right there going through that turn. Hopefully the race director will be nice and kind to him, because I really want to see this battle continue here. Again, all the drivers not holding anything back. They have this race and one more. Next week they will be at Spa, so definitely tune in for that. It's going to be absolutely amazing in these cars. No! Oh! Manic UK got a little too hard on the accelerator and spun it, giving Agulator 4th place. He is now still in a very heated battle with Red 15, though. I believe that did actually let Red 15 close this gap up just a little bit closer to Agulator. I know, Pete, your man is managed to put himself into 4th position now. Once again, that was just a great demonstration on how if you stay parked behind your opponent long enough, everyone eventually makes some type of mistake when they are receiving that kind of pressure for this long. We are now 13 laps into the 47, so almost a third of the way through the race. Driver fatigue will start setting in at about lap 20, and we'll start seeing what effect it really has on the drivers and some of these battles, and the driver's ability to not make those tiny mistakes. Red's trying to get himself in position to go around Agulator. He is literally right up under his rear spoiler there. Agulator opened the gap up just a little bit on the corner exits. Red is doing everything he can to stay right in Agulator's slipstream. Agulator, we could tell, is trying to rob him of that slipstream. Very smart driving from Agulator. Fantastic defense. Sometimes you really just need to move over a little bit, take the non-optimum racing line just to try to get your opponent out of your slipstream and stop them from having that boost on you. Both drivers making use of every bit of the track, being sure not to touch that outside curb. We've seen several drivers hit that outside curb and have a little bit of difficulty holding on to it with these cars. These things have incredibly huge back tires, so I imagine they probably do get a little skittish. Oh, very nice display of smoke from that back right hand tire coming into that fast left-hander there from Agulator. Real quick, we got, oh no, yep, Marcos is still trying to get his car back together. He definitely is feeling the impact of this turnaround there. Just a little mistake like that will get a driver off of his game, and it can take a lap or two to get your head back into the race. Or it happens for me anyway, though Marcos is a much more talented driver than I am. That could be why they put me on the comms and not in the race. Just picking on myself. Hodgker and ID4 still right here with each other, 8th and 9th. I believe this team has a very strong chance of finishing in the top 10. They're going to look great. That'll really help out with the team standings for those two. Let's check in on the back. Mike HLB right on top of Flip Flip. So as you can see, we still have battles throughout the field here. We'll stay with these two for a minute. We're going to have to go back up here and check in on Red and Agulator in just a moment, though. Pete, I believe you will have to tackle this track next week in the Ginetta LMP3 cars, if I'm correct. That should also make for a fantastic race. The Ginetta LMP3 has a lot of downforce. I imagine it will be very high speed around this track. And maybe seeing how these drivers do tonight may give you a little bit of insight on what next week's race will be like for y'all. Mike HLB not quite able to close the gap on Flip Flip and get the move done. He is definitely trying to set himself up for the move, though. We're going to go up here and check on Agulator and Red, and we're going to come right back down here to Flip Flip and Mike in just a second. These two right here still battling it out. They've been going at it for, I believe, about 8 laps now. Oh, yeah, I agree, Pete. I think you're going to have a blast on this track in that LMP3 car. They really are great cars. And I have to say, I've very much enjoyed watching the Ginetta Evolution series. So everyone make sure you check that out. They've got just a few races left as well. Cadwell 5 and Diddix cover that on Wednesdays. And it's been great to watch. Like I said, it is the Ginetta Evolution. They started in I believe it was the GT5, and then moved to the GT4, then to the GT3s, and now are ending the season with the Ginetta LMP3 class. So yeah, the Ginetta Evolution, has been an amazing season. Let's go right back. Oh, again, Marcos off track. I believe I may be hitting Marcos very hard with the commentator's curse tonight. And I promise Marcos and viewers, it is completely unintentional. But we all know the commentator's curse is very, very real, unfortunately. Flip Flip giving us a little tire smoke going into the turn. He is working very hard to keep Mike HLB, bended off here. Still managing to get it done. If Mike can just manage to get a little bit closer, if he can get just a run on him on 1 or 2 turns, he'll be right on top of Flip Flip, and we could see him able to try to go for a move. Of course, though, also if Mike can stay parked right here behind Flip Flip long enough, again, eventually every driver eventually succumbs to the pressure. This is a very high-speed track. It only takes a very, very small mistake, and it opens up the opportunity for your opponent to come right on around you. Oh, okay, that's what's happening there. Red 15 is going on through the pit there. he is going to be the second driver to go on in for a pit stop, so I think it's safe to say Red may go for a second or the 2 pit stop strategy. These cars burn through a lot of fuel. They do have a monstrous V12, so you're not gonna get a lot of miles per gallon out of this car. It is definitely not an economy engine, and it loves fuel. Flip also deciding to go on through the pit, and I must say again, I really do wish Project Cars would give us a way to pull up the driver's tire information. I would love to see what effect this blistering track and high downforce, what the effect is on the tires, because again, I imagine they are absolutely shredding the tires tonight. I couldn't help it, it was driving me crazy. I could not stand the camera actually being outside the box. And my OCD also would not stand for the name being half cut off and not in the center either. Alright, so we've got drivers going through the pit. Aguilator has managed to put himself in 4th. Still, well, not put himself in 4th, he's still holding on to 4th. And has closed the gap on Alochamps in 3rd. We could see Aguilator here in 3rd position and on the podium before very long. Yeah, the GT4 is a lot of fun in the Ginetta, but you know, Pete, I have to say, there's not a class in that Ginetta that I didn't like. I liked the Junior, the GT4, the GT5, all of them. The Project Cars really did do a fantastic job with the Ginetta. It's one of the cars that they really did manage to get the handling and physics and the tire model and everything pretty dang good. Have Dr. Fiend in 2nd. Is Dr. Fiend now closing in on ESR Chef? He is. Though some of these drivers still have not made a pit stop, so we'll have to see how all of that plays into it. We are getting very, very close to being halfway through this race. And since we are, and if you can't tell, my voice is already starting to crack, so I'm going to mute my mic for one moment while I grab a swallow of water. And in an attempt to, as the drivers are going to try to nurse their tires through the end of this race, I am going to nurse my voice through the end of this race. I know, y'all thought y'all were lucky and I had disappeared, but I did not. I am back to torture your eardrums. And let me look down the field here, see if I can find us some drivers that are a little close. 20 laps out of the 47 now. And almost halfway. I believe Hodgker is within a few seconds of Manic UK at the moment. It's like only 5 seconds separating them. 4 seconds separating Marcos and K-Morse. 7 seconds from K-Morse to Red. 10 seconds from Red to Mike HLB. Still, our leaders right here, only 2.5 seconds separating ESR Chef in first and Dr. Fiend. Since the drivers are a little bit separated, we'll go through, we'll give each driver a little bit of camera time as we do our rundown. And if you've watched any of the other races, you know that usually when I try to do this, I manage to get a battle going somewhere. Are currently on ESR Chef, who has managed to put himself in first position, has himself right on top of the podium at the moment. Dr. Fiend has himself sitting in second. How you doing, Darren Johnson? Good to see you in the chat. I hope you're enjoying the race. The drivers have been doing really good. We'll start seeing a lot of pit stops within, I believe, within about the next 5 laps. We should see almost all of the cars coming on in for a pit stop here. And it should give us a lot of battles on track and some good position changes. And look at that, y'all. Just as I said, every time I try to do a rundown, I muster up a battle out on track. And here we are with Marcos closing the gap on Red. And they have closed the gap in on K-Morse as well. Now only 3 seconds separating them. Javier's also in the chat commenting on how great the GT4 Ginetta is. It really is a great car to drive. Alright, our drivers got a little bit separated, so we'll go back to giving our rundown and all the drivers a little camera time. See if we can get another little battle stirred up for us here. Get the drivers a little bit closer. Aloe Champs is currently sitting in third. He did start on the pole, had the fastest lap during qualifying. I believe he may have already came in and done at least 1 pit stop. I believe he may be one of the drivers on a 2 pit stop strategy. He is putting in an absolute amazing pace. Currently the fastest lap time during the race. 1:47, well, not during the whole race, but at the moment. He's currently running the fastest lap of a 1:47.563. Champs, we have Agulator in fourth, who several of the people in the chat are rooting for. Dr. Fiend is closing on in on ESR Chef. He's down to the 1 second mark. And also right back here with Red 15 closing in on K-Morse. Again, every time I start trying to do a rundown of the grid, I manage to get some battles going here. This is the good side of the commentator's curse. We've all seen the bad side many, many times. Of course, there is always a good side as well. Oh, as I believe that was K Morse that lost it in the turn there. Did a great job of managing to hold on to his car there. He did not spin it all the way around. Just a lot of smoke, left a lot of rubber on the track as he got very, very sideways. But again, magnificent job of holding on to his car. That was incredible recovery right there from K Morse. Cadwell5 in the chat. How you doing, man? It is great to see you in here, keeping me company. Oh, as I'm not sure if I just turned my head a lot really fast there, or if K Morse had a little... No, I believe K Morse is suffering from some major glitching here at the moment. That could be what caused him to get sideways in that turn. So we're going to take our camera off of him. Maybe that will help with his glitching a little bit. We'll go up here to Alichamps, who has now closed the gap on Dr. Fiend. So we have first, second, and third right here on top of each other. Dr. Fiend made a mistake. He did succumb to the pressure from Alichamps. Again, you stay behind your opponent long enough. Every driver eventually cracks under the pressure and makes the tiniest mistake. Especially here at Silverstone with this incredibly fast track. Some beautiful turns. You make a small mistake, you have a car right behind you, and that's it. You just lost your position. So where were we? We were on Agulator. Let's do this again. Let's get us another little battle going here, everyone. We are now actually halfway through the race, lap 23 of 47. Manic UK is sitting in 5th. He's been having a really good race tonight. So we'll stay with on. Oh, he's going to go on through the pit, so we will have to come back to him to give him his dose of camera time. Hodgker in 6th. We'll stick with him for a moment. Oh, no, I may not be able to. See, every time you get us a battle going. Pete, I believe the GT4 on ACC is going to be absolutely fantastic. I do have to say I am very, very disappointed in Kunos and mostly PlayStation for not having the private lobbies. Hopefully that will come very soon. If not, it's really going to close a lot of great opportunities for leagues to use ACC on the console, which I know a lot of leagues were looking forward to doing. It is absolutely an amazing GT3 simulator. Oh, as I have commentator cursed Hodgker into going a little shallow on that turn. He took a lot off of the inside there. I'm really surprised he was able to hold on to his car. Yeah, the commentator curse, very real tonight, having its ups and downs. ESR Chef going through the pit is going to put Alichamps right back in the lead. Alichamps really has his pit strategy worked out. Very nice. Cadwell, I'm doing very well. How are you doing today? I have to say that was a great race yesterday from Cadwell. When this one is over, not right now, as soon as this one is over though, make sure you go check it out. The guys in the Janetta have been racing their asses off, and Cadwell's been, and Didix have been doing a great job at the commentary, and I believe Cadwell was solo last night. So yeah, y'all check him out, give him a shout out in the comments for the video. He does a great job. He's been with us for quite some time. Oh, yep, and there, as promised, all of the leaders are going through the pit. So we will put, where will we put our camera? We will put our camera on Snaker as he is closing in on Mike HLB. He really has the pressure on him at the moment. I must say, trying to do a rundown has started to work out very nicely for stirring up battles on the screen. Thank you very much, Cadwell. I do try. Oh, as Manic is getting the move done, he is. Oh, and Snaker immediately took that position back. And right behind. Yeah, Snicker, we now have a little three-way battle going here for 11th, 12th, and 13th. And we also have a battle going up front between Agulator and Dr. Fiend. Those two literally right on top of each other. We've got to go check that out real quick, and I'm going to come right back here to the drivers in the back. Yes, Dr. Fiend is literally all over Agulator at the moment. Both of those drivers have gone through the pit. They are both carrying a massive, massive fuel load at the moment. And I dare say they may have just enough fuel to finish this race. So this is definitely a great battle to watch at the moment. I don't believe either driver will be pitting again. Further on down the field, we can see Mike HLB has gone into the pit. Snicker, Mike, and Faster, all three carrying some type of time penalty at the moment. So I believe that should be almost pretty much all of our drivers through the pit for either their first or only pit stop. Once we get a little closer to the end of the race, we'll go through, we'll look at everybody's fuel levels, so you can have a look at it. Dr. Fiend really has the pressure on Agulator. These two have really been battling it out throughout the whole race, along with ESR Chef and Red 15. And I have to say, ID4, our host for the Ferrari 33 SB, and huge shout out to ID4 for being the host. Is doing a great job and has himself sitting up in 6th now. ID4 and Hodgker were right there together in 8th and 9th for the majority of the race, but now, as I said, ID4 has managed to kind of leave his teammate behind there and put himself into 6th position. Oh, and the guys in the chat are talking about how we have some drivers waiting for other drivers to buy the ACC for the PlayStation 4 and give a quick review of it. All I can really say about it, y'all, is I think they did the right thing by dropping the frame rate to keep the same physics. If it truly has the same physics that it has for the PC, I think y'all will love it, and I think while it was a controversial move to drop the frames per second over the physics, I do think that was the smartest move for that sim title. And it will definitely have the best physics out of anything on the PlayStation if they did that. I believe so, Javier. Yeah, if he comes in first, he definitely will cinch the title for the championship, and he will have definitely deserved it. He's had an amazing season. But second and third still really have yet to be decided. Those two were very, very close with each other. Yes. Oh no, wait a minute. Oh, it is, sorry, everyone, I was completely mistaken. It is Flip in third and ESR Chef in fourth in the championship standings that are extremely close. Flip with 215, ESR Chef with 198, and Agulator in fifth is right behind them with 179. So if Agulator, and he's having himself a great race, could really move up, but he's gonna have to do a little bit better than Chef, who is currently sitting in third at the moment. Cadwell, I believe Alichamps is gonna bring this one home. He really has, as we can see right now, he's managed to pull off. Wow, I want want to say there's something wrong with these timings here. It's showing red being 47 seconds behind Alachance, but that really does not seem right. So I think my timings here may have glitched and are a little off. We've got this three-way battle going on in the back of the grid again between Snaker in 10th, K-Morse 11th, and oh, again, I cursed Marcos. Last week in the, or actually it was this week, Monday, in the McGann series, the commentator curse just fell in love with Randalux and was all over him the entire race. I could not put the camera on him without commentator cursing him into spinning his car. And unfortunately, it looks like tonight the commentator's curse has really attached itself to Marcos, unfortunately. Marcos, I am very, very sorry about that. But yes, every time I try to put the camera anywhere near you, you suffer from the commentator's curse. Some damage there. You can see he's going on back through the pit. Yeah, it makes me feel really bad when the commentator's curse does that to a driver. We've seen Marcos have some fantastic races, great battles. He is incredibly fast and talented. So it really is. The commentator's curse is just all over his car, unfortunately. We have Flip Flip in 7th, trying to close the gap on ID4. Gap keeps opening up and closing, so I'll tell you what, we're going to go back and try to get a rundown of all of our drivers again. Oh, nope, wait a minute. He's still just a little outside of it, so we will go up here to Dr. Fiend. Dr. Fiend was going through the pit when I went to go through the driver's rundown earlier. So we're going to give Dr. Fiend a little bit of camera time here. He's currently in 5th. His last lap was a 149.56. He also has been having a great race. I don't know why I keep saying each driver has been having a great race. This is the E1 Elite 1 tier for GAVRA Racing. So it just goes without saying that all of the drivers here tonight are going to give us some great battles and amazing racing to watch. Yes, Pete, they are all super fast in these cars, and with it being right here at the end of the season, all the drivers have a really good feel for the car. That's why I was really looking forward to these last 3 races. Last week was Le Mans, it's Silverstone this week, and we'll end the championship on Spa. You can't ask for a better track to round up this season in these cars, I don't think. Alright, 6th is ID4. This is a little bit of a battle here between ID4 and Flip Flip. Still not quite able to close the gap, though. He is close enough to make Flip Flip feel a little bit of pressure there. We are currently on lap 29 of the 47. For some reason, I believe I already stayed on Flip Flip for a few minutes, but I'm not positive, so I'm going to go back up here because I feel like I may have skipped him all at the same time. And right here in 8th or 9th the entire race, so that really shows how great his pace is and his consistency. I mean, he stayed basically in the same positions the whole time. Oh, as we have a car glitched on the track there. I'm really hoping that that is just on my end. Hodger sitting in. Something confused me there. We kept the camera on Manic for a minute. Let's keep it on Hodger for a minute. Yeah, y'all can't tell that car sitting there in the middle of the track really confused my brain, and it kind of robbed me of all thought process. Snaker currently sitting in 9th. His last lap was a 149.179. Snaker has been having a really good race. And speaking of good races, we have 13 laps left. It'll take us a little bit to get through these 13 laps, but y'all definitely be checking out the drivers for who y'all want to vote for driver of the day. And as always, please try to vote for someone not on the podium, because part of the driver of the day... Oh, wait a minute. Oh, hold on, y'all. I've got to... Y'all bear with me. I'm really not sure exactly what happened there. So y'all please, yeah, just bear with me for just 1 second here. Something happened along with Snaker getting kicked from the lobby. So yeah, what you are reading on screen is definitely in full effect. The commentator's box is in full flames at the moment. Yeah, y'all bear with me. I think I am going to be able to get back in here. So that means I may get some of this fire put out, but we are still, I think I have a sneaky suspicion that we are going to have a few flames in the background. But if I can get most of these flames put out and we can get this broadcast and race finished, I will be more than happy enough to have my chair on fire while I finish it. Alright, so I was able to get the flames put out there. Yeah, whoa, I don't mind saying, when this race is over, I'm probably going to need to throw this set of underwear away because they are burnt and they got stuff in them. So anyway, let's just ignore all that. Y'all ignore the whole commentator's box going on, catching on fire, and me crapping my pants. Let's get back to the race. Unfortunately, I think we did lose a driver. No, it wasn't Snaker. Not sure who we lost there, but we did definitely lose a driver. We're down to 13 of the 14 drivers. We have Red and Flip Flip currently going through the pits, so they definitely were going through for the 2 pit stop strategy. Let's go right down here to... Oh, something major has happened to ID4's car. I believe I'm just going to take this is just a total stab in the dark. I have no idea if this is true or not, but I am guessing that when the commentator's box caught on fire, it set fire to the entire track. I do not remember ID4's car having all this damage before the commentator's box caught on fire. So it looks like it did also affect some of the drivers, possibly. I really hope it did not. I hope everything stayed running smoothly for them. And we'll just have to wait till the race is over and see what's going on. And yep, Aguilator has now moved himself into third. ID4 really has the pressure on K-Morse at the moment. ID4 is really doing a great job of handling his car with all the damage it looks like he's taking. I could be mistaken. It looks like his car is in really bad shape here. We can even look at the rear of the car. It looks like the rear of the car is sagged down in the middle a little bit there even. Oh, it's not going to be that, Mental Tomas, and it's great to see you back in the chat again. Down to lap 33 of the 47. The drivers are really going to start not holding back. I believe that's why we're not seeing 84 going into the pit. He's doing a pretty good job of keeping up with K-Morse here. So his pace has not suffered too much despite the car damage. I believe he may be making the smart move and staying out on track this close to the end of the race instead of going into the pit, and it will probably take his crew quite a while to get his car put back together. So if he can hang in there, he'll be looking really good in the top 10. Oh, Snaker. I'm sorry, K-Morse making the mistake there, eventually succumbing to the pressure from ID4. In the background there, I believe we may have a front marker there. Let's check in on that. I have a suspicion that could be that is Aloe Champs cutting his way on through the field. Aloe Champs has lost a lot of that 47-second gap that we had earlier, and I did say that I believed my timings were glitching, so definitely must have been glitching because ESR Chef is now only 16.5 seconds behind Aloe Champs, so not near the gap that we thought he had. I must say, ESR Chef doing a great job putting himself in second place. That is really going to help him out in the standings. That could actually, let's see, where is Flip Flip at the moment? Flip Flip is in 8th. This could possibly put ESR Chef in second for the point standings above Flip Flip right here. If he just manages to hang in, hold on, and get the second place, I believe it will. Pete, we always have a great finish here with the Ferrari 33 SP, and here very shortly, once it gets up to in about 5 laps, once we get down to the last 7, I'm going to start putting the podium together, and it never fails. Once I start putting the podium together, we have battles come up on track, and somehow the top 3 always manage to catch each other once I have it put together. So, you know, we're going to keep seeing. We're going to try to work some of the good side of the commentator's curse and see if we can manage to get a couple of last-minute battles in for the podium position. Hodgker really has the pressure on Manic UK at the moment. Got a little bit squirrely there coming out of the turn exit. I believe driver fatigue and tire wear is going to be having a huge effect right now. Manic managed to get himself away from Hodgker just a little bit, not much. There's still only 2 seconds separating these two. Flip Flip now closing in on Snaker. We could see Flip manage to finish in 7th position here. He really has the pressure on Snicker at the moment. Both of them look like Snicker was trying to get Flip to get out of his slipstream there. He was leaving the outside line open for him. Flip decided to stay inside of his slipstream, which I definitely think was the smart move. This fast track, these cars, you really need to stay in your opponent's slipstream so that you can close in on him. Oh, we have Snicker going through the pit. Snicker is going through the pit. We have 11 laps left, and I believe Flip has more than enough fuel to finish these 11 laps, so Flip now in 7th place. My camera guy has decided he wanted to sit on the incorrect side of the wall and drink his beer. I'm going to fire him after this race is over. ID4 got a little bit of wide there. Definitely suffering from a little bit of aero grip and a little commentator's curse. Like I said, I think when the commentator's box caught fire, I definitely think it set fire to some of the drivers' cars as well. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm casting my vote for driver of the day now. And I am going to vote for ID4. Not only has he been our host for the entire season, his car is really beat up here at the moment. He's doing some very nice lap times. His last lap was a 149.52. He's been managing to keep up with everyone despite the damage to his car. He's staying out on track. He did manage to get the move done on K-Morse with this damage. So my vote for driver of the day is going to go to ID4. And yeah, again, once we get 4 more laps out of the way, once we get down to lap 40, y'all please start casting your votes for driver of the day so I can make sure I have plenty of time to get their graphics loaded into the podium. Unfortunately, Tomas, I'm not sure what you mean. No, as K-Morse in the background hit the gas pedal a little too aggressively there and spun it out. It looked like he was able to get his car stopped before he made contact with a tire barrier, thankfully, so he should not be carrying any damage from that, but still, very unfortunate. That is a tough break for K-Morse. K-Morse is a favorite here. All these drivers are. We don't have any actually true favorites, I don't think, in GAVRA Racing. All the drivers are very much liked. So yeah, y'all just ignore everything that I just said in the back, or in the last few seconds there. Yeah, brain's not working. Tomas, I will search for that as soon as the race is over. Just unfortunate to copyright laws and stuff. Saying drivers' names and track or race names on the air is very iffy. It could or could not lead to a copyright strike. So that's why I haven't said what you put in the chat. And Pete is also voting for ID4. So that's 2 votes now for ID4. Yeah, he's doing a great job. His car is really freaking beat up. And he's really killing it on the lap times. Let's see who else we have close. We have these 2 right here. We have Manic UK and Hodgker getting very close. Just outside the 1 second mark. They are running about 1.75 seconds apart from each other at the moment. So Hodgker really just needs to get a little bit of a run on 1 or 2 corner exits, and he'll close that gap right on up to Manic UK, and we'll see a battle here. And there it is. Hodgker is really putting that right foot down to close that gap up. Manic UK is going to be doing the same, trying to maintain that gap. yes, as always, I think we're going to see a lot of last-minute battles popping up on the grid. Even Tomas is saying how great of a job ID4 is doing. Yeah, I mean, he's running very comparable lap times to all the other cars. Like right here, we are currently on Manic UK. Manic's last lap was a 149.6, so ID4 is managing to stay right there on top of him. Actually, ID4 was faster than Manic UK in the last lap by 1/100th of a second. I mean, it's not much, but he's managing to keep pace with the all the front runners and the top of the grid, and so that is very impressive. Looks like K-Morse is closing the gap on faster. We could see a battle here in a moment. And again, yeah, we'll give it 2 more laps, and I'm going to start making up the podium, and hopefully I can commentator us up some really great battles here at the end. So far this season, it has worked every time. It worked for the entire season in the F1 Super League as well. K-Morse got on it a little too hard there. Oh no, that is not the first time K-Morse has taken a lot of front end damage. He caught just a little too much of that inside curve, and it just spun him right around and shot him straight into the fence. Oh, K-Morse. You know, y'all, I've had a great time covering this season. I'm looking very much forward to next season, but I have to say that I feel coming as we're getting to the close of this championship season for the Ferrari 33 SP, I think the commentator's curse is picking up. So I am really looking forward to this season being over and being able to hit that reset button for the commentator's curse. Now on lap 39 of the 47, we're getting very close to the end of the race. Driver fatigue is extremely high at the moment. Fuel's getting low. Tire wear is off the charts. Tires are literally just shredding as they're going around this track. Every driver trying to manage his fuel, his concentration, and his tire wear. So they are working very hard. It's been a long race, really tough on the drivers. Yeah, Javier, that was a hell of a crash right there, unfortunately. I mean, that curb spun him, and it literally just shot him like an arrow right into that fence. He had to have picked up a tremendous amount of front-end damage. Tomas, I appreciate it, but I have no desire to do comms in real life. I very much prefer esports. And a lot of that has to do with, I don't have to make y'all look at me. I'm too old. I'm like 47 years old. I'm too old to try to start a whole new career in something like that. And this right here it's mostly just a hobby, and I really enjoy doing it, and I enjoy doing it for the community. Alright, yep, K-Morse did have to go into the pit for some repairs, unfortunately. Yeah, he probably was just carrying way too much damage to be able to continue the race without having to do it. So K-Morse, very talented driver. He knows the risk of going into the pit right here at the last minute. As we saw Snaker get a little brave there, take a little bit off of the inside of that turn. I believe he did have about half a tire on the grass. Amazing job of not spinning it around. let's go back up here to our leader. Nope, wait a minute. Hodgker's closing in on Manic UK now. See, we're going to get a few last-minute battles, and as promised, we are on lap 41 of the 47. So I am going to start making up our podium and see if we can drum up a few extra little battles here on track. You're staying all over Manic UK right there, and farther on down the field we have Mike HLB right on top of K-Morse. So that's probably let's go back there and check in on those two real quick. Oh, as they are going side by side, it looks like Manic was able to get the move done. I mean, I'm sorry, not Manic, Mike. Oh, as we had another car going a little bit off there, their tires definitely are in very, very bad shape. We're seeing a lot of the drivers going a little too deep, slightly off the track here. Tire wear is definitely having a huge impact on the end of this race. Hodgker, though, is still managing to keep up with Manic UK. So the podium is set up, so let's see what kind of what we may have just conjured up with the commentator's curse. Joanna, you honor me in showing up in the chat. You have not been around for quite some time. I think we have all missed you very much. How are you doing? Right here really have been battling it out for quite some time. Hodgker's managing to catch up. We may see him go for a move here. He's pushing really hard, trying to get a good corner exit so he can really close that gap. Making the most use of all the track there, giving us a little bit of kick up of dust, showing just how much of the track he's using. Really closed in on Manic right now. Oh, is he gonna try to go for it? Nope, not quite in the position to go for the inside move. He decided he needed to carry a little bit more speed. He does have a run on the exit there. He's really closing in. Staying in his slipstream is really helping him close that gap on Manic. Manic has really got to be feeling the pressure at the moment. This could be our battle that takes us all the way to the end. Alachamps has a 32-second lead now over ESR Chef. Chef also with a 12-second lead over Agulator. I don't see those two change in positions or anything really happening with our podium at the moment unless something very drastic happens. Actually, I should rephrase that and say something extremely unfortunate. We are now down to the last 4 laps of the race, so it should be really good. All the drivers really just trying to hold on to what they have. Except for these two right here. These two right here are going completely all out. They're going to battle all the way to the end of the race. And again, everyone that has just tuned in, we have 2 votes for ID4 for Driver of the Day. So if y'all want to give us some votes for Driver of the Day, go ahead and do that so I can make sure I have them loaded up. But real quick, while this battle is going on, we'll go back down here to ID4. We'll show y'all why we voted for ID4. Have a look at his car. Even the back of the car is bent. And look at his lap time. His last lap time was a 150.4. He's hanging in right there. See, ESR Chef's last lap time was a 150.019, so 84 is doing an amazing job of keeping pace with a highly damaged car. He's been out on track for a very long time. He's just doing a great job managing the damage to his car and managing to hang into the race and hold on to 8th position. Oh, I'm sorry, Joanna. We do miss you, though. And I believe you were one that enjoyed the iRacing a lot. Sig's been putting in a lot of work on getting the new iRacing series up and going. That should start sometime soon. Hodgker really has the pressure on Manic. That's what happens when I look away from the screen for 1 second. Trying to look on through the rest of the field, see who may be kind of close. I believe this blistering track and the tire wear has really separated a lot of the grid for the end of this race. All the drivers are really, like I said, really just trying to hold on to what they have. Fuel's getting low, tire wear is high, tension's high, and focus is going to be very low, just like fuel. Oh no! Oh no! Hodgker, something happened to Hodgker there. I was reading the chat and did not see that, and Hodgker's fallen all the way back down to 7th. Flip managed to just come right on by him while Hodgker was having trouble there getting his car back on track. Oh no, Hodgker. That was very unfortunate right there. Oh, and we have another driver. Is that... I believe that was Manic UK spun around right there. So yes, 2 laps left, and the tires, I think, are absolutely gone for a lot of the drivers, making it very, very difficult. We can see almost everyone's lap time is now in the 150. So, yeah, tire wear is extremely, extremely high at the moment. Definitely making it really hard on all the drivers. Let's check in on our leader, Allo Champs. Still 35 seconds in front of ESR Chef. He is on lap 47. Champs is far enough in the lead. If he has to slow down because of tire wear, it won't affect him too terrible bad. But I believe now Manic UK and Flip could be our closest battle at the moment. It is our closest battle at the moment, is Manic UK and Flip with right at 2 seconds separating them. Though Hodgker only also 2 seconds behind Manic UK. They have about a lap and a half to 2 laps left. It is possible to still see a move done from one of these drivers, but I believe they are really just going to try to hang on to what they have. Like I said, the tires are absolutely gone at this point. I am sure of it. No, I kind of agree a lot of the times there, Joanna. You know, go big or go home. So let's check in on our leader. He is on the final lap. We're going to keep an eye on, yep, that's what I was hoping for right there. We're going to keep an eye on this midfield here. We're going to try to catch our leader going across the line. We don't want to miss that, but we have a little bit of a battle here between Hodgker and Manic UK again. I believe Hodgker may have a chance of closing this gap. He's going to have to push very, very hard, though, which makes it really risky. You can see from the little dust cloud there. Oh, and going a little wide. Great job of holding on to the car. That is a very difficult car. You get a curb, you get over it. It really wants to hook those tires. You have to literally just snatch your car back out on track. But it did cost him the exit speed he was looking for. Champ's not quite to the finish line. And I believe that could be Hodgker he is closing up on. It is. Hopefully Champs will just try to stay right behind him and not get involved in this potential battle between Hodgker and Manic. He has already definitely sealed the win. We're going to go to Champs. I believe that was the last turn. Yep, it is. He has given us the flash. He has won the race. That was a fantastic finish from him. And we're going to keep our camera on. Yep, because I was going to say we're going to keep our camera on him because we know he's going to give us a little bit of a show us just how happy he is. We're going to keep an eye on the rest of the drivers, see if we have any pop-up battles come around. And we're going to try to catch everyone if we can coming across the track, across the finish line. ESR Chef will be coming across in here any second now. We'll go to ESR Chef, 10 seconds behind, so he should be crossing the line. ESR Chef, a fantastic second. He's given us a flash. He's very happy as well. If he gives us a quick spin around, we'll catch it. If he doesn't, we're going to have to go back there so we can catch Champs. Yep, he's giving us a quick little demonstration of his pleasure, or his joy of finishing the race. So let's catch Agulator coming across the line. He also gives us a flash. All these drivers know where the camera is. Let's see, we're going to stick with we got just enough time for him to give us a quick donut before we try to catch Red. Red's gonna call. Red is gonna do his right there, I believe. We're gonna catch Red coming on across the line there. Nice finish from Red in 5th. We're just gonna stick right here with the pack. I believe we pretty much have we've got to go right here. Race is not over, and Manic and ID4 are still slugging it out. Along with Faster and Snickers' race is over, but the race director has decided Hodgker and Manic can still come across the line. And there we go. That is the end of the race. That was a great race, everyone. My little marker thing will get here up on screen. There we are. Champs, an amazing win and some great donuts there at the end of the race. ESR Chef showing us just how happy he was with getting 2nd place. Agulator also showing us a great display of donuts and very chewed up tires. And that is our podium. Red 15 in 4th, Flip 5th, Hodgker 6th, Manic is 7th, ID4 8th, Snaker in 9th, Faster was 10th, Mike HLB in 11th, K-Morse 12th, Marcos in 13th, and I'm still trying to figure out who it was that we lost when the commentator's box literally exploded in flames. Because it did. It literally exploded in flames. So let's go ahead. I always talk during transition. Got to learn to shut my mouth during that point. And no, that is not the right screen up there for y'all. See what happens when I try to talk during transitions? Again, wrong. Ha! Finally, there it is. There's the podium. I finally managed to figure out the right screen and get it up there. Boy, because that was not embarrassing whatsoever. See, Tomas, that's why I prefer esports. I can do stuff like that, play it off as I meant to, or just be hugely embarrassed, and y'all can't see me be so embarrassed. But yes, here is our podium. Champs, again, for the win, 1st place. Amazing race out of him. ESR Chef in 2nd. He has got to be thrilled. It should put him in front of Flip for the 2nd position in the championship points. Agulator coming in 3rd. And those of us that voted, yeah, I'm kind of picking on y'all that didn't vote, in the chat for driver of the day was ID4. He did an amazing job. His car was tore all to hell and back, and he did a great job of keeping his car out there and in the race. He did not pit for about the last third of the race. He did not pit. He stayed out on track with a lot of damage and was running the same lap times as all but Alichamps. Alichamps was alien in this race, but he was managing to keep. ID4 was running same lap times as Chef and Agulator, so he was still really fast out on track. Definitely deserved driver of the day. And yeah, Pete, you have a very good night, along with you, Tomas. No, unfortunately, Tomas, I don't really do much of the F1 2019. I only broadcasted it. Did not race in any of it. Everyone, yeah, time for my last shameless advertisement for GAVRA Racing for the night. And so here it is, shameless as could be, because we all know I am completely without shame. Go to the website, gavraracing.altravista.org. Gavra Nokovic has been doing a lot of work on there. There is a constant new flow of information and updates on there. He's been doing a lot of cool stuff, adding a lot of stuff. I still have not figured out everything he has added on there. And there are sign-ups for the some of the races that are going on right now. I believe there may be a preview for some of the next season's F1 races. I have to shamefully... Oh, no, wait a minute. I can't shamefully admit because I have no shame. I unshamefully admit, and with no regrets, say that I'm behind on the F1 information. So I need to check that out. But yeah, go to the website, check it all out. He's got a lot of information on there. There are links to the GAVRA Racing Discord, link to the GAVRA Racing Patreon site if you wish to become a Patreon supporter. We are community driven, after all. And also, all the links are in the description below. And if you haven't already, definitely hit the like and mostly that subscribe button. We are so close to meeting our community goal of getting us up to 1,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel by the end of the season. I believe we are just under 100 subscribers short now, so y'all please definitely help us out and hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so you get your notifications when we go live, which it's starting to slow down a little bit. We're wrapping this season up, but next season there's going to be a lot of races. Trust me, you're going to want your notifications on so you know about them. And as always, we can tell I have no idea how to close streams, so I'm just going to say thank you to everyone who has watched the race. Huge thanks to the drivers, the administrators at GAVRA Racing, Gavra Nokovic himself, who puts a lot of work into organizing all this, and y'all can't imagine how much he puts into the website and everything. So yeah, the sun is down. You don't have to go home, but you can't watch this race anymore. It's over. And I've been Jukebox73, your commentator, and everyone have a good night, and stick around because we have SIG's standings coming up for all of the championships, so y'all check those out and look over those before we get to the final end. And yeah, again, good night.